Namaskar. Thanks to all of you for your kind cooperations. Today we are discussing about the vast planet and slowest planet. The king of planet is Saturn. Without strong Saturn in the birth chart, in position or in strength, a native cannot get prosperity. Saturn is the planet of karma. It is the karmadhipati. In Kalpurush Kundali, the Saturn gets lordship of the 10th house of karma, and 11th house, love bhav, profit, success. So Saturn is the most important one. And in the house, in Upachaya bhav, 3rd house, 6th house, 10th house, 11th house. In this Upachaya bhav, Saturn gets strength. Saturn's own house is Capricorn, 10th house of Kalpurush Kundali, and 11th house Aquarius. Aquarius, the Kumbha, Mool Trikon of Saturn. And Saturn gets exalted in Libra sign, Tula Rasi. Since Libra stands for Taraju, Libra stands for majesty. So Nyaya Dandadata, Shani favors the Tula Rasi. So Shani or Saturn is exalted in Libra, and own sign is Capricorn, and Mool Trikon is Aquarius. Now in other houses, as we are discussing, in Upachaya Bhava, it gets extra strength. And if Saturn is posited well in the chart, and there is aspect of auspicious planet like Jupiter's, like Venus, like Mercury coming on the Saturn, native will get so much beneficial effect in his life process during particular Mahadasha or Antardasha. If Saturn is very strong in the birth chart, then Mahadasha, Antardasha will be beneficial. If Saturn is retrograde, then in retrograde motion in the Gochar, at the time, native gets more benefit. But if Saturn is in direct motion, when in Gochar, Saturn is direct, then it gets benefit. So Saturn may be direct or retrograde both. Now Saturn's, we are always thinking about, it gives stress, it gives struggle, no doubt that. But after the struggle, native gets all amenities of life. That is the blessing of Saturn. When Saturn native makes hard-working, dedication, disciplined life, laborious work, and their determination of Mars, Saturn Mars is both making very strong, then the blessing is coming from Rahudev also. So Saturn gives the native stepwise development, not in a day. It takes long time to get the achievement. Saturn is the most important planet. Its position in the D1 chart and D9 chart have to be checked. When Saturn is posited in different houses, it gives different types of impact on native life that will be discussed in the Kalpurush Kundali. Next, we are coming to the main point, that to make more clarity, the example charts having strong Saturn, and that is at the end of our discussions. So this is today's discussion is the wealthy Saturn, the king Saturn. Coming to the Kalpurush Kundali, Saturn, if placed in the first house, then third aspect coming to the third house, and seventh aspect on the seventh house, and 10th aspect on the 10th house. So Saturn has three aspects, third, seventh and 10th. All the aspects are very important. In the position of aspect, Saturn tried to awake the native about the situations. Native have to be cautious about that zodiac sign. So, aspect is very important. Aspect is not negative. Aspect is the awakening of the native to give importance on the particular zodiac sign where the aspect is coming. Just like Saturn posited in 5th house and third aspect coming to the 7th house. So when Saturn is posited in 5th house, the love and romance, and 7th house is the marriage. So after love or relationship, there will take time to make it mature. Since Saturn is the planet of delay, not denial. When 5th house Saturn is posited, no doubt the love affairs to marriage, there will be obstacles. But marriage will be there after long time gap. So Saturn is the delaying planet, not denying planet. And its karma bhav in 10th house, Saturn is very important, get directional strength. 7th house, already we told it is the house of justice, Taraju, so balance. So in the balance house of Libra or Tula, Saturn get exalted, Uchastha Shani in Tula Rashi. Now Saturn, other important own zodiac sign is Capricorn and Aquarius. Capricorn, Saturn own zodiac sign, and Aquarius also Mool Trikon. So this is three sign Saturn gives important, and also the Upachaya Bhava. Here in the third house, 6th house, 10th house and 11th house. Here Saturn gets more strong results. In case of courage, in case of communication, skill, the third house Saturn is very important. For day-to-day hard work, to destroy the other's enemy, to recover from disease, and to crack the competitive examinations. 6th house, that means second Upachaya Bhav, Saturn is very strong. And in the 10th house karmic planet, it includes sufficiency, career, including the service to the people, all are in the 10th house. And 11th house is the love bhav, profit, gain, success, social cycle, all are theirs. So this is Saturn position and aspect. Generally Saturn when posited in first house, Lagna, if the Lagna Lord, Saturn itself, or Saturn is the exalted thereby, native gets strong determination in the life. Native may be a great diplomat. Native may be a great skilled person. In other condition, when in any first house, Lagna, Saturn is posited, native have to be more hard worker. Native have to be more laborious. Native have to be more dedicated and disciplined. Then native gets success. Otherwise, if laziness is there and Saturn is posited weakly in the first house, so much weak Saturn, then progress will be hindered. Now Saturn coming to the second house. Second house is actually the house of Venus, Shukrodev in Kalpurush Kundali, house of wealth. Saturn generally in the underage or up to age of 25 to 30, there may be some problem of finance, but after that native financial ability will increases. Now Saturn in third house very strong, very important. Third house is the first Upachaya Bhav. Native willpower increases. Native courage, skill, sibling supports, all are there. Media related work, Native may be a great player, great painter, great writer when Saturn is posited there. Now Saturn is coming to the fourth house. Fourth house actually mother care, luxury, comfort, friend circles, vehicles, all are there. If Saturn is posited in his own sign, that means fourth house Capricorn sign, fourth house Aquarius sign, fourth house Libra sign, then native will get all types of luxury, comfort in life with mother care also. But if in just like in Kalpurus Kundali, Cancer sign, Saturn will be posited in fourth house, Saturn will be very weak. In this case, mother may be in ailment. So other types of problem also may be there. So placement of Saturn in fourth house generally giving some problem to mother health. But if Saturn is posited in his own sign or exalted thereby, that type of defects may not be there in the life of the native. Now Saturn may be posited in the fifth house. Fifth house is the house of Purva Punna. It is from the Parubdra Karma. The pending karma for this life is there if Saturn is posited herewith. Saturn in the fifth house is children. Pending karma related to maybe the children. Or it is the fifth house of talent, intelligence, wealth. So all these sectors, there may be pending karma from previous life. So Saturn when posited in fifth house, pending karma will be there. Native have to be more cautious about the fifth house significations. Fifth house signification is knowledge, creativity, progeny, children. It is the actually wealth, speculative business, entertainment, all are there. Native have to be cautious on all the significations and have to do his own duty in this life. So Saturn in fifth house is the house of talent. Native will be talented. From fifth house, Saturn aspecting the 11th house of success. So native have to be cautious about his success. And not only that, in fifth house Saturn, if it is ill placed, generally in education sector, it is the house of higher education. There may be the lack of years in the when Saturn is posited in fifth house of higher educations. That is also to be care about that. In the fifth house Saturn try to get the recognition in the society. In the fifth house Saturn, native may be a great teacher, native may be a great player, artist, or native may be a great occultist. So native try to get his recognition in the society. So this is the house of recognitions for Saturn. Now Saturn when coming to the sixth house, second bhav, very strong position of Saturn. Here generally stress and strain will be there. But after hard work, dedication, discipline, laborious life, native would get success. From sixth house signification life, the debt like that of what is called disease and competition, all where native would get success if Saturn is well placed in the sixth house. And sixth house dispositor, that is Mercury, Lord of Virgo sign. Mercury should be well placed in the chart. Then Saturn will do his strongest willpower to crack the competitive examination like IIT, NEET, educational level, and job level UPSC or state level executive examinations. So all will be there. Native may be a great surgeon or may be a good lawyer having day-to-day connection with the people. Sixth house is the service to the people. Now when Saturn coming to the seventh house, in Kalpurus Kundali it is Libra and Saturn is exalted. And I'm very strong here with. Native flourished his business. Native may be in diplomatic work. Native may be in partnership business. And native also very well with relationship with spouse and getting the help of spouse in this regard from financial ground and from other grounds. So 7th house Saturn also gives the advice to the native to be fair-minded, not to adopt any unfair things, since it is the balancing house. So native should be injustice in his work, injustice field, and native should avoid. Now Saturn coming to the 8th house of transformation. 8th house from rock to heaven, transformation is there. 8th house is actually house of occult, house of astrology, house of hidden journey. All are there in 8th house. So when Saturn is posited here with, native may be a great astrologer also. But it is first, second, third, fourth, fifth. From 5th house it is the 4th house. So 5th house is the knowledge, 5th house is the children. So children happiness is there in the 8th house. So if native is an astrologer or occultist, native have to cautious about her children in this sphere. Since 5th house from that as Bhavadavam, it is the 4th from 5th to go to the 8th house. Now coming to the 9th house. 9th house it will actually father's blessing, teacher's blessing house. It is the house of Devguru Brihaspati in Kalpurush Kundali. Now Saturn when posited there with, no doubt Saturn is the karmic planet and house of Devguru, no problem. If native is fair-minded, native in his justice and doing his work, hard work, dedication, discipline, native easily gets success when Saturn is posited in 9th house. 9th house, no doubt, house of Devguru Brihaspati. But if the native is in spiritual outlook, native is doing his job with spirituality, native would get success when 9th house Saturn is posited. It is the house of dharma, and house of karma is posited. If the proper karma is there, native will get success. Now coming to the 10th house. 10th house is the karmic house, house of professions, house of career, house of the people saving house, sacrificing house. So 10th house is the house of karma status. 6th house and 10th house are correlated. 6th house is day-to-day work, 10th house is total karma. So in total karma bhav in Kalpurush Kundali, it is the Capricorn sign, very strong house for Saturn. And Saturn get the additional strength here with to karma. Saturn's aspect is very important. 10th house Saturn, first, second, third aspect on the 12th house. Then you have to cautious about expenses. 7th aspect on the 4th house. 4th house is his mother care, luxury, comfort. And Saturn 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th aspect coming to the 7th house. So aspect from the point of view of Saturn is very important. As for example, when 10th house Saturn is posited, very strong, then you have to cautious about the loss and expenses and foreign relationship. The third aspect. 7th aspect about his mother health. And 10th aspect on the actually is karma, about how the native is involved in his karmic duty, that to be analyzed. Now Saturn when coming to the 11th house, it is the Mool Trikon of Saturn. Saturn is very strong herewith, but any malefic planet when posited in 11th house giving good result. It is the highest Upachaya Bhava. If Saturn is posited here and getting the aspect of Devguru Brihaspati, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, Brihaspati or Jupiter is posited in 7th house, giving 5th aspect on Saturn, native gets all success in life, comfort, luxury, all is theirs. Now Saturn when coming to the 12th house, no doubt so much expenses will be there, no doubt so much loss will be there, since it's the house of expense. And Saturn also makes so much expense here. If malefic planet like Rahu is posited with Saturn, so much expensive native will feel. In this case, native have to be acquire more knowledge. By his knowledge, by his talent, by his intelligence, by the wisdom or blessing of Jupiter, native may overcome all the difficulties of 12th house. Native may be connected with the charitable organizations for the welfare of the poorest of the poor. Native would also get the line of spirituality, the 12th house. So Saturn in 12th house favors the spiritual life of the native. Saturn is the Lord of majesty. Saturn is the Lord of Nyaya Danda. Saturn is the Lord of balancing. All will be theirs. Now coming to the chart of Jeffrey P. Bezos, famous businessman of world, owner of Amazon and founder of Amazon. Date of birth 12th January 1964. Time of birth 11 a.m. Place of birth Albuquerque in New Mexico. Here the ascendant Lagna is Pisces, mean Lagna, and the zodiac sign is Sagittarius, Dhanu Rashi, mean Lagna. Great chart here with. Since the 10th Lord and first Lord Jupiter both are well placed in the first house in Pisces sign. So Jupiter makes Raj Yoga here with. Saturn also makes Raj Yoga in this chart. Saturn posited in Capricorn sign in 11th house. And conjunction with Mars. Mars is exalted in 11th house. Mars actually is the Lord of second house. So second house Lord and 11th house Lord posited in 11th house strongly, making strong Raj Yoga. So Saturn also makes Raj Yoga, like Soso Raj Yoga. When in the Kendra house, Saturn is posited on his own sign, Capricorn, Aquarius or Libra, then Soso Panchamahapurush Raj Yoga is there. Saturn also makes Kendra Tikon Raj Yoga. So here Saturn makes second house, 11th house Raj Yoga. Other supporting planet here Sun, Mercury, Budhaditya Yoga in the 10th house. And 12th house Venus getting directional strength. And Rahu is very strong in the Gemini sign and Ketu in Sagittarius. To the second example chart, Scarlett Johansson's famous Hollywood actress, date of birth 22 November 1984, time of birth 12 p.m., place of birth New York. Here is the ascendant is Capricorn, Makar Lagna, and zodiac sign is as Scorpio, Vrishchik Rashi, Makar Lagna. Here Lagna Lord, the Capricorn Lord Saturn exalted in 10th house in Libra sign. So Lagna Lord is very strong. And Saturn in the 10th house getting directional strength. Now in this chart, the 11th house, Saturn, Mercury, Moon, Ketu all are posited, aspecting the 5th house of talent. He is a talented artist. Not only that, in the 12th house, Sagittarius sign, Jupiter Venus conjunctions. Jupiter is the prosperity, Jupiter is the wealth. Venus also is the prosperity, Venus also is the love, romance. All are there within the Scarlett Johansson's. So in Scarlett Johansson's chart, Lagna Lord very strong. And here also the 11th Lord. It is also exalted. 11th Lord is strong. First Lord is strong. And 12th Lord Jupiter also strong in the chart. That's why his talent spread throughout the world. And Saturn is the karmic planet, posited in the 10th house, giving third aspect on Jupiter Venus. So Jupiter Venus Saturn conjunctions. Jupiter is Jeev Karoka. Saturn is the karma. Venus is the wealth. All are there in the chart of Scarlett Johansson, the famous Hollywood actress. Now coming to the chart of Subramaniam Jayashankar, External Affairs Minister of India. Date of birth 9th January 1955. Time of birth 205. Place of birth New Delhi. This is the chart of S. Jayashankar. In this chart what happens? Ascendant is Libra, Tula Lagna, and Saturn is posited. And 10th house, Jupiter is exalted thereby. So what happens here with? Saturn gives the 7th aspect on the 7th house, a triple contact, makes him the great diplomat. Now Jupiter is exalted in 10th house, house of karma, not only for himself, for the country. He has the great contributions, the great diplomat Subramaniam Jayashankar, 10th house Jupiter in exaltations. And oppositely in 4th house, Mercury is posited. Mercury is the intelligence, talent. And Jupiter is the wisdom. Both are at 180 degree. Native have wisdom, wealth, intelligence, talent, all are there in the native's life. Native so much prosperity, second house Venus, Sukradev. And third house Sun, Rahu, spread the talent throughout the world of S. Jayashankar. So this is the great chart of S. Jayashankar where Saturn is exalted in Lagna and exalted in the Lagna house. This is very important. Two planets here is very important. Saturn is exalted in Lagna and Jupiter is exalted in 10th house.